Hey everyone, it's Laura here from makingcardsisfun.com and welcome to another card making video. In today's video, I am making a card using some goodies from Waffle flour. This video is part of my Waffle flour guest design term. So I'm starting out with the die cuts from the Tribal Bear die cut set from Waffle flour. I'm going to die cut that blanket or that pattern using some pool colored cardstock, and then I will be using the coordinating stamp to stamp the pattern on a white note card. I am using Lake Shores ink from Simon Says Stamps since this ink matches the cardstock that I'm using perfectly. Then I took an acrylic block, and I'm going to line that up with the die cut over there. You can also use the Misty tool if you would like to, but this time it was just easier for me to use an acrylic block since the stamp is a tiny bit smaller than the die cut, so you won't be able to stamp on your cardstock. So you're probably not going to mess that up since that die cut is larger than the stamp. Then I'm stamping the bear onto some Bristol paper using archival jet black ink since I will be doing some coloring using the Zig Clean Color Real brush markers. I used the lightest color first for those banners, and then I am using a darker tone of purple to draw that light color upwards, and then I'm blending that all together using the Pendle Aquash brush. And then finally I am going back in with that darkest color, and I am using that to add some extra shading here and there. If you don't have like this aquash brush, then you can also use a regular paintbrush, like a really fine paintbrush, and just some clear water. That works as well. So my coloring method with these markers is really simple. I tend to use two colors, and I always use the lightest color first, and then I go in with a darker color to blend that light color upwards, and then finally I use the aquash brush to blend that together. I wanted like a really soft colored bear, so I am using that aquash brush first to add some water along the lines of that bear, just to get the colors moving a little bit easier later on in this video. Then I am using the darkest gray color I own, and I am only adding a really small amount of that color to the edges of that bear, and then I am blending that with a lighter gray color. So as you can see, I am kind of flicking my brush upwards to blend that dark color with the light gray color. And since we already put some water on there, this blending will be even more easier, and you will be left with like a really soft colored bear. After I added all of that color using the markers, I went ahead and I took my Pentel Aquash brush again, and I am moving those colors upwards to get like a really nice and blended effect. So I stopped there for a while, and then I started blending again, but I didn't go all the way down, so I started blending in like the middle of that bear, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I did quite a lot of blending on this bear since I really wanted like a really soft colored nice looking bear. Then I'm using the fuse tool again from We Are Memory Keepers to create another sequin shaker, and I took two of these little sheets of plastic, and I am using the fuse tool to fuse those lines. I figured that it's a lot easier if you use a ruler like that, like I'm using it right now, instead of using that little opening in the center of that ruler. So this is just really easier, and you can also really see where you are fusing, so it makes it really a lot easier, a lot quicker, and I'm not really sure why I haven't figured that out like way back, but I figured it out now, and it works just really easy, and it makes creating these sequin shakers even more faster and easier. So I filled up my shaker with some sequins from the ton. I mixed together some sequins along with an existing mix out there, so I just used some sequins that I really like. Then I am adding some ATG to the back of that blue piece, And I also added some more glue to the sequin shaker, and then you have a finished sequin shaker. So I really like how that turned out. Then I am using the Tribal Bear stamp set from Waffle Flower again, and I am using those little patterns. So this stamp set comes with a lot of different kind of pretty patterns. So I mounted those on my cart, and then I picked up those stamps using my Fiskars stamp press, and I inked up those stamps using the same ink that I used before. So this is the Lake Shores ink from Simon Says Stamp. Then I am doing final bit of stamping. I am stamping a greeting using the same stamp set along with the Memento Tuxedo black ink. Then finally I am adding a little bit of glitter using a clear wink of Stella glitter pen, and I also adhered some sequins here and there. So that finishes up the card for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye bye!